house fire on Fairview Drive in Macon last night left one firefighter dead and 5 others injured. With heavy hearts, Macon-Bibb leaders are working to get answers to a lot of questions. Some of those were answered today. We begin our team coverage with 41 NBC's Alexa Rodriguez. She attended this afternoon's news conference and joins us live at the home on Fairview Drive with the latest. Alexa.
Amanda, Macon-Bibb Fire Chief Marvin Riggins tells us they still don't know what caused the fire last night, but Georgia fire marshals and ATF are investigating it. Right now, there are no specific details about their findings, but Chief Riggins tells us he doesn't believe the fire was caused by anything out of the ordinary.
It doesn't appear anything that makes me believe that there's anything per se unusual about it, but no two fires are alike.
That's especially true for Wednesday night's house fire on Fairview Drive.
The code red was called.
Macon-Bibb Fire Chief Marvin Riggins explains that means something catastrophic happened.
What had occurred was there was a collapse.
Firefighters arrived on scene and saw people outside of the burning home. Crews switched from search and rescue to suppression mode. Their main goal was to put out the fire. But the upper level of the home just wasn't strong enough.
It caused 4 or 5 firefighters, which was on top on that level, to fall down into the basement area.
Lieutenant Randy Parker was the first firefighter to fall.
Lieutenant Parker was entrapped more than 30 minutes. There was an enormous amount of heat and smoke and gas and fire in the basement area.
Despite efforts to save him, Lieutenant Parker died.
He sustained a lot of heat and gases to the respiratory area.
5 other firefighters were also injured. Chief Riggins says part of their suppression method involves punching holes in the ceiling, walls, and floors to ventilate the smoke.
What the firefighters want to do is to try and remove some of the smoking gases from the flame, from the exposure itself, so that it keeps it from staying inside, it rises up.
Chief Riggins adds it's easier to see and fight the fire when smoke is cleared. He does not believe his team's suppression methods caused the floor to collapse.
Because the area which is in question was not.
Neighbors say they heard 3 big explosions the night of the fire, but Chief Riggins says it did not affect his team.
There could have been lots of types of aerosols of things that could have caused that type of explosion. As far as I know at this point in time, there was nothing that was related to an explosion that triggered any of the incidents that later occurred.
Part of the investigation is to recreate what happened last night, and Chief Riggins doesn't want to rush the investigation, so there's no word on when it will be finished. 41 NBC's Skyler Henry was also at today's news conference. He joins us now with more details on Lieutenant Parker's time with the Macon-Bibb Fire Department. Skyler?
Stand by. You ready for me? Hello?
Yeah, Alexa, heavy hearts in Macon-Bibb County tonight, really all over middle Georgia. You can see the flags here at the Macon-Bibb County Fire Department at half staff, to honor Lieutenant Randy Parker. They're also at half staff at the Bibb County Sheriff's Office. Chief Riggins says earlier today at that news conference that losing Lieutenant Parker is tough because he was so brave and so courageous, and he will be missed.
One of the last things that I heard him say across the radio, that he was on scene with Engine 7. He was standing by for his direction or for an order.
An emotional and seemingly deflated Macon-Bibb Fire Chief Marvin Riggins, along with a handful of other firefighters, say losing Lieutenant Randy Parker is like losing a brother.
You always want to know what could he do to help, and I won't ever forget that.
5 firefighters were injured in that fire at a house on Fairview Drive that killed Parker.
Our hearts go out to those that have been directly impacted by this.
Macon-Bibb County Mayor Robert Rickard fought back tears Thursday, mentioning how important it is to thank those who risked their lives to keep the public safe.
I have to tell you that I think every firefighter at the scene suffered a traumatic injury, seeing what happened.
I thought a lot of Randy. Randy was a great leader, and he always was a team player.
Riggins says Parker led the charge of firefighters into the burning building, and while on the first floor, the structure collapsed, trapping Parker with minutes of oxygen left in his breathing tank.
Randy has a strong courage. His courage was just enormous.
It took fire crews around 30 minutes to get to Parker, and by then, it was too late.
We should not, as a community, take what they do every day for granted. And we ought to always be cognizant and mindful of the risk that they take for us.